every liberal knowing that they cheated but don't care about the destruction it's causing. I'm sorry, you no longer get to buy the truth vote.
Okay.
The truth vote. You see, I used to be kind and just let you guys get off the boat, walk the plank. But now what we do is we throw you over here. I'm sorry, B. Thomas, but that's a lie. So you're going to have to swim to shore. Splash!
Vote 100% for Biden. And that is criminal. You know, that's criminal. Okay, that's another criminal. Many criminal events. Many criminal events here. I don't know. Look, Brad, I have to find 12,000 votes, and I have them
Trying to find the
a
camera.
lot. And therefore, I won the state. That's before we go to the next step, which is in the process of right now. You know. And I watched you this morning, and you said, well, there was no criminality, but I mean, all of this stuff is very dangerous stuff. When you talk about it, I think it's very dangerous for you to say that. I just don't know why you don't want to have the votes counted as they are. Like even you, when you went and did that check, and I was surprised because, you know, I didn't mention the check, and we found a few thousand votes that were against me. I was actually surprised because the way that check was done, all you're doing is...
Okay, let me explain the law to you here. Okay, things are said in the conversation doesn't mean it was chargeable. The way a racketeering case works is they have points of illegality. In this case, they have 161 points of illegality. If any two of those points, any two of them, are found to be illegal, that he broke the law, or that any one of them broke the law for him, all of them are guilty. Instant. Done. And this is just one of those points. There are 161 more, or should I say 160 more points. They only need to prove two. And I want to point out that it's mandatory jail time if you're convicted of racketeering in Georgia.
Recertifying existing votes. And, you were given votes and you just counted them up. And you still found 3,000 that were bad. That was sort of surprising. That came down.
Yes, these guys just need to read the indictment. This one's a lot longer than the other three, but they just need to read the indictment.
3 or 5, I don't know. There's still a lot of votes, but you have to go back to check from past.
Yeah. The judge is being investigated. The prosecutor is being investigated. You guys are such good, perfect law and order people that in order to keep this criminal out of jail and his band of cohorts, you will try to go after the judge. You will try to go after the prosecutor. Do you know what that's called? That's called racketeering. And already the Kemp has come out and said he's not going to do that. That these people have it covered and he's not going to interfere with them in any way. That's already been said. There's a few of these little state guys down there crying their eyes out because he's in trouble. And that's all that's happening. They can write their little bill and they can stick it in a slot. It's going to go straight in the trash. They've already been told it's going to go in the trash. But they want to feed you some blood, give you another talking point, make you feel better. You don't understand that. It's called a shiny penny or look, squirrel. It gives you something to deflect from this. Man.
Years with respect to signatures. And if you check with Fulton County, you'll have hundreds of thousands because they dumped ballots into Fulton County and the other county next to it. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. We have that in spades already. Or we can keep it going, but that's not fair to the voters of Georgia because they're going to see what happens.
Oh man, thanks for the vote. We are the truth vote.
With regard to Ruby Freeman
Let me
and
rewind.
her lovely daughter. Fellas, I need 11,000 because they've done.
Now he starts trying to be smart mouth. You know him. He just got done calling Ruby Freeman every name in the book, and now he goes, "Oh, and Ruby Freeman and her lovely daughter." You know.
Ballots into Fulton County and the other county next to it. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
We have that in spades already. Or we can keep it going, but that's not fair to the voters of Georgia.
Oh, you want to know where I got this audio? This audio is easy to find. Go to YouTube and type in Trump/Raffensperger call. And it'll come right up. It'll be the first thing there.
And they're going to see what happened.
Now, when this is over, I always play the interview on 60 Minutes with Brad Raffensperger talking about this call. So you'll get to hear that too as soon as this is over. And then I go into a repeat and I'll play the same thing. I'll be playing this over. If you missed any parts of this, you can hear it over again in just about, really soon, really.
And they're going to see what happens. I mean, I'll take on anybody you want with regard to Ruby Freeman and her lovely daughter. Very lovely young lady, I'm sure. But Ruby Freeman, I will take Freeman. I will take on anybody you want. And the minimum, there were 18,000 ballots, but they used them 3 times. So that's, a lot of votes. And that one event, and they were all divided, by the way. That's the other thing we didn't say. The Ruby Freeman, one thing I forgot to say, which was the most important. You know that every single ballot she did went divided. You know that, right? Do you know that, by the way, Brent?
There's no way to know that.
Ballot that she did through the machine at early in the morning went to Biden. Did you know that, Ryan? That's not accurate, Mr. President.
No.
It's accurate.
What is accurate?
That you're full of shit.
The numbers that we are showing are accurate. No, about Ruby Freeman, about her.
Exactly, Teresa. There is no way to tell that. There is simply no way to tell if a certain batch of ballots all went to one person or the other.
In the morning, Ryan, when the woman took when the whole gang took the stuff out of from under the table, right? Do you know?
Thank you, Larry.
Do you know who those ballots?
Thank you.
Do you know who they were voting for? No, not specifically. Did you ever check?
Why would I?
We did what I described to you earlier.
Oh, it's not over free speech. Then what is it about? Let me entertain this guy for a minute, okay? Trump put into effect a plan to overthrow the election by installing fake electors in the states that he lost. Here in Michigan, we arrested all 16 of Trump's fake electors and charged them with 8 crimes each. Each crime is sentenciable by up to 4 to 8 years per charge. The charges are forgery, trying to pass off forged documents for an official proceeding. Trump and his cronies, including the ones in the other parts of this indictment, had put together the scheme to try to overthrow the election by letting that be the electors that were counted during January 6th. Now, where is the proof of the fake electors? Well, that's really easy. The ones who were arrested, the ones in Georgia were arrested, and 8 of them are now on the indictment with Donald J. Trump. The other 8 have turned state's evidence and have a new title now, Witness for the Prosecution of Donald J. Trump. So you'll get to hear from their own voices real soon. Enjoy your day.
No. Did you ever check the ballots that were scammed by Ruby Freeman, known a known political operative balloteer. Did you ever check who those votes were for? We've looked into that situation that you described. No, they were 100% for Biden. 100%. There wasn't a Trump vote in the whole group.
What are you rattling on about? And those people said they were fake voters that actually admitted to it? What are you talking about? I'll take you out, man. I'll take you out. Everybody here knows what happens to troll bots on my page. Let's see if you have any followers. Let's look at your account. Oh, 6 followers, no body bio. Oh, I'm sorry, my dear boy. What? Splash!
Why don't you want to find this, right? What's wrong with you? I heard your lawyer is very difficult, actually, but I'm sure you're a good lawyer. You have a nice last name. But
You have a nice last
I'm
name.
curious,
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
why do you keep fighting this thing? It doesn't make sense. We're way over the 17,779, right? We're way over that number, and just if you took
17,000.
just Ruby Freeman, we're over that number by five or six times. When you multiply it out times 3, and every single ballot went to Biden, and you didn't know that, but now you know it. So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And
Anyways,
I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it. And
Agree,
re-examine
Vintage.
it, but re-examine
Vintage
it
Mama,
with people
I agree.
want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers. For instance, I'm hearing Ryan, and he's probably, I'm sure, a great lawyer and everything, but he's making statements about those ballots that he doesn't know.
Yeah,
But he's making it with
yes, he did.
He did make them with surety, but now I think he's less sure because the answer is they all went to Biden. And that alone wins us the election by a lot.
By a lot.
You know, so
Mr. Friend, you have people that submit information, and we have our people that submit information, and then it comes before the court, and the court then has to make a determination. We have to stand by our numbers. We believe our numbers are right.
why do you say that, though? I don't know. I mean, you know, we can play this game with the courts, but why do you say that? First of all, they don't even assign us a judge. But why wouldn't you, hey, Brad, why wouldn't you want to check out Ruby Freeman? And why wouldn't you want to say, hey, if in fact President Trump is right about that, then he wins the state of Georgia?
Well, let me tell you about that call. He had tried to call him 6 times. Trump had. One time was right in the middle of the time when he was signing the certification documents for the Georgia election. He took his phone out of his pocket and he put it face down on the desk. That silences a call when you turn your face down. He basically hung up on the president. And you know it's the president because you get to hear the call, the ringer tone, and the ringtone is hail to the chief. So they were begging for him to take this call, and he said it would not look proper to allow you to do that. Well, he finally took the call, but somebody recorded it. Yeah, when he recorded that call, so good with that hail to the chief playing.
Just that one incident alone, without going through hundreds of thousands of drop ballots. You just say you stick by. I mean, I've been watching you for, you don't care about anything. Your numbers are right, but your numbers aren't right. They're really wrong, and they're really wrong, Brad. And I know this phone call's going nowhere other than ultimately, look, ultimately I win. Okay, because you guys are so wrong, and you treated the population
I'm sorry. Ultimately, I win. I win. You treated your president so bad. I win. I win. God damn. Knock the board on the table and run out of the room while you're at it.
From Georgia so badly, between you and your governor, who was down at 21, he was down 21 points. And like a schmuck, I endorsed him and he got elected. I will tell you, he's a disaster.
He's a disaster.
I can't imagine. The people are so angry in Georgia, I can't imagine he's ever getting elected again. I'll tell you that much right now.
They all got reelected.
Why wouldn't you want to find the right answer, Brad, instead of keep saying that the numbers are right? Because those numbers are so wrong.
Mr. Secretary, Mr. President, I mean, one of the things that we have been, Alex talked about this, we talked about it, and I don't know whether the information has been conveyed to your office, but I think what President's saying, what we've been trying to do is say, look, the court is not acting on our position. They haven't even assigned a judge. But the people of Georgia and the people of America have a right to know the answers. And you have data and records that we don't have access to.
Listen to this carefully.
Telling us and making public statements that you've investigated this and, nothing to see here. But we don't know about that. All we know is
they're asking for permission to get into the public or into the voter registration and the voter files of the people of Georgia. Those things are all protected by privacy laws. You're about to get to the point where they ask to get around those privacy laws, just deputize Trump's lawyers. That's going to be used in court.
What you tell us. What I don't understand is why would it be in everyone's best interest to try to get to the bottom, compare the numbers, as you say, because to try to be able to get to the truth, and that because we don't have any way of confirming what you're telling us. You tell us that you've had an investigation of the State Farm Arena. I don't have any report. I've never seen a report of investigation. I don't know what that is.
Why the fuck are you so important?
I've been very involved in it, but I don't know. And that's just one of 25 categories. And it doesn't even, and as the President said, we haven't even gotten into the Dominion issue. That's not part of our case. It's not part of, we just didn't feel as though we had any way to be able to develop.
No, we do have a way, but I don't want to get into it. Because we found a way in other states, excuse me, but we don't need it because we're only down 11,000 votes, so we don't even need it.
Here he makes reference offhanded about the electors. He's found a way to win in the other states, but may not even need it. Yeah, we really know how that worked out with Dominion, don't we? Fox is like out $787 million.
It's not part of our case. It's not part of. We just didn't feel as though we had any way to be able to develop.
No, we do have a way, but I don't want to get into it. Because we found a way in other states, excuse me, but we don't need it because we're only down 11,000 votes, so we don't even need it. I personally think they're corrupt as hell, but we don't need that because all we have to do, Clayton, is find 11,000 plus votes. So we don't need that. I'm not looking to shake up the whole world. We won Georgia easily. We won it by hundreds of thousands of votes, but if you go by basic, simple numbers, we won it easily. So we're not giving Dominion a pass on the record.
Right, exactly.
But we just don't, we don't need Dominion because we have so many other votes that we don't need to prove it any more than we already have.
Could everybody tap the screen for me, please?
Ryan, I would like to suggest that just 4 categories that have already been mentioned by the President that have actually hard numbers, 24,149 votes.
that were substantive illegally. That in and of itself is sufficient change the result or what is the outcome of the doubt. We would like to just sit down with your office, and we can do it for purposes of compromise and settlement, just like this phone call, just to deal with that limited category of votes. And if you were able to establish that our numbers are not accurate, then fine. However, we believe that they are accurate. Now, 3 to 4 separate experts look at these numbers. These numbers are based upon U.S. and certified accountants looked at them. Correct. And this is just based on U.S.
Certified accountants looked at
That makes a big difference.
So that's what we would entreat and ask you to do. Sit down with us.
Janice, thanks for the live, or thanks for following me. I mean,
And actually go through registered
and
voter.
Maria, thanks for sharing the live.
Convince us that 24,149 is inaccurate, then fine.
Everybody, try sharing the live. I'm down to only 113 people in here.
11,779. That's sufficient to change that result entirely in and of itself. So, what would you say to that, Mr. Chairman?
Tamika Edison, thanks for the follow. Jenna Scott, thanks for the follow.
That number is not accurate. I mean, we can show you for the ones we've looked at why it's not. And so that would be helpful. I'm happy to keep with our lawyers and set that up. Well,
Yeah, I'm going to be breaking after I play this Raffensperger. The Raffensperger piece is only 13 minutes long, and I'll be breaking for dinner too, but I'll be coming back and doing an evening live where I'll be doing the same thing. So come back and you can catch me then. I'll be playing the same audio over again. Let me see, I got some people here. SC Bland, thanks for following. Easy, Speak Easy, like that, thanks for the follow. Rod Rodriguez, thanks for following and user. Get yourself a username, man. Get yourself a username, man, so you can do so many fun things with them. The Good Hurt, I like that. Following me, thank you guys, man. And to Mendoza, 45, thanks for following. And Estella is me. Thanks for sharing that live, because people that get out there and get to see this, that makes people get to hear what he has said and what he has done. I focus on this right now because this is part of the indictment. And I think it's going to be a very strong point in the indictment because he's really insane in this call. And most people have never heard the entire call. Most people have only heard that snippet where he goes, come on, just find me 11,780 votes. Give me a break. And they think that was the only thing in the call that was wrong. This guy is berserk through the entire call. I mean, it's through the entire call. So let's get back into this.
Let me ask you, Kurt. Kurt, you think that is an accurate number? That was based on the information given to you by the Secretary of State's Department, right? That is correct. That information is the minimum, most conservative data based upon the USPS data and the Secretary of State's office data that's been made publicly available. We do not have the internal numbers from the Secretary of State, yet we have asked for it 6 times. I've sent a letter over to Strindle with several times requesting this information, and it's been rebuffed every single time. So it's
right there. They're saying they've been sending requests for this information, and it's been rebuffed every single time. The reason is it would break privacy laws to let them go plunder through these records. It breaks privacy laws, and they're going to tell them that. And then the lawyers go, well, make us deputies to get around those privacy laws. It's insane.
stands to reason that if the information is not forthcoming, there's something to hide. That's the problem that we have. Well, that's not the case. There are things that you guys are entitled to get, and there's things that under law we are not allowed to get out. Well, you have to. Well, under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results, okay? You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. This is a faulty election result. And honestly, this should go very fast. You should meet tomorrow, because you have a big election coming up, and because of what you've done to the president, you know, the people of Georgia know that this was a scam. And because of what you've done to the president, a lot of people aren't going out to vote. And
They're all one.
Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president. Okay? They hate it. And they're going to vote. And if you would be straightened out before the election. You have a big election coming up on Tuesday.
He won that
And
election.
therefore, I think that it really is important that you meet tomorrow and work out on these numbers. Because I know, Brad, that if you think we're right, I think you're going to say, and I'm not looking to blame anybody. I'm just saying that under new counts and under new views of the election results, we won the election. It's all it's very simple. We won the election.
He says we won the election 30 times in 60 minutes. He said the whole thing's cuckoo. These people aren't standing up to him. Well, they can't really push back. He's the president, and they're Republican. They can just tell him we're not going to do it. They do that through the entire call. They never bend. They keep letting him yell, but they don't bend. The interview next is of Raffensperger talking about just that.
The governor of major states and the surrounding states said there is no way you lost Georgia. As the Georgia politicians say, there is no way you lost Georgia. Nobody, everyone knows I won it by hundreds of thousands of votes. But I'll tell you, it's going to have a big impact on Tuesday if you guys don't get this thing straightened out fast.
Well, Mr. President, this is Mark. Let me just, it sounds like we've got two different sides agree that we can look at those.
This is Mark Meadows talking here. He's also indicted. His mugshot was taken yesterday morning.
Those areas, and I assume that we can do that within the next 24 to 48 hours to go ahead and get that reconciled so that we can look at the two claims and making sure that we get the access to the Secretary of State's data to either validate or invalidate the claims that have been made. Is that correct?
So that's not what I said. I'm happy to sit down with, or have our lawyers sit down with Bert and the lawyers on that side and explain to him, hey, here's, based on what we've looked at so far, here's how we know this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And
So what you're saying, Ryan, hold on, let me make sure. So what you're saying is you really don't want to give access to the data. You just want to make another case on block.
And here he tells him, I can't give you access. It's illegal.